Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we'll have a complex movie, Source Code 2011. And source code is usually, usually it's related to IT, right? Source code. We write source code, we compile that, and we have binary code then. Sergey, what is the difference between source code and binary code? Sergey, do you know?
I don't know.
So source code is something then you can read, it's made of words or some terms or I don't know, statements we call them. But binary code is what computer reads, right? So bytes, like bits, no 0, 1, 0, 1. So you write program in source code, then you compile it and you have binary code. And then computer can read it and execute it. Is it correct explanation? So do you understand now what is binary code? Okay, so I don't know, is it related to our movie or not? But let's find out what's related. So Vova, do you know the cast of the movie?
Yes.
Who was in the movie?
The soldier was Colter
Colter Stevens, right? The soldier, the former helicopter pilot, if I get it wrong. Okay.
Yep.
A lady in the train was
Christina Warren, right?
Warren. Yes.
Okay.
The scientist who created source code was Rutledge.
Rutledge. How we read this, teacher? Rutledge?
Yep. Rutledge. Yep.
Rutledge. Okay. Who else?
The lady in police.
She was not a police lady. She was a kind of a military lady, right? Computer operator. She had uniform. She wore uniform. She was like from military, from army, maybe.
Air Force. Yeah.
Air Force.
Goodwin.
Okay. Who else? Bad guy.
Bad guy was Derek Frost.
Derek.
Yeah.
Derek Frost. Okay. Okay. Very good. So how the story started? Sergey, could you please start?
I will try because my trip I lost some in English words.
It's okay.
Yeah. The story started in the train when one guy didn't understand what's happened because he didn't know the lady. He didn't know the train, and he didn't know where he traveled, and he had 8 minutes for understanding, but he didn't know about 8 minutes, and he tried to understand the lady. He tried to understand who is it, and he went to the toilet, and he saw on the mirror that he is not a captain of helicopter, and this started to blow up of the train.
Yeah, so he found himself. How would we call this? A woke moment or something? Wake up moment when you realize that you don't understand who you are, why you are here. No name for this, right?
Well, it's a moment of realization. Amnesia is the condition where you have no memory.
Yeah, so it looked like almost an amnesia moment, right? It's like me, right? Why I'm in America? Why I'm in the train? So what I'm doing? Who is this lady, right? And this lady is obviously knows me, right? He he asked me something. He had a conversation with me, and you are always so unpredictable. Who? Me? Who are you?
Yeah. When someone acts strange, we say you are not yourself today.
Yeah, okay, you are not yourself. So we can say that he woke up and he's not himself, and he didn't understand the situation in general at all. Something strange happened. Yeah, Gerard?
I think It's not that he has amnesia. It's like his mind is translated to another person, different person, because he knows he's a military, he knows about his mission in Afghanistan, but he doesn't know who his character is. He looks at his ID and he sees, oh, I don't know this guy. He's a teacher. I don't know this girl. I don't know the train. I don't know what I'm doing here. So it's like something very surrealistic.
Yeah, I know one term. I don't know is it good for this situation, but I know the term impersonation. When you impersonate someone else, but it's
Impersonation is deliberate and a deceit.
Mhm.
Here, we would just say he's in another person's body.
Right. So mind transfer or something. So
Yeah, mind transfer.
okay, so he lived his full life in 18 minutes, right? And then terroristic act, how we call it, a blast. So the train was in the fire and he died. What happened after he died? Vasanth, can you tell us?
And he woke up in another place. He was in a, it looked like a hibernation part, but he was in a closed room, a dark room, small room, and there was a screen, and there is a lady officer talking to him and trying to get an information about the bomb blast and the perpetrator, I think. So after that, he didn't remember that much because he didn't even know about the mission. So they decided to send him back again to get more information. Who is the bomber?
Do you remember that this lady Goodwin? She was not very helpful, right? She was not very like kind, and she wasn't she were how to say it? She did not want to share too many details with me, right? Just do what we say, don't ask questions. So, but it was kind of strange, And there was some trick or some kind of trick with cards. Do you remember? So
Yes, there is a dialogue. A sequence of it looked like a poem or something, a riddle, But I don't know the answer. Why she said that? I don't know.
Yeah, Gerard, did you understand this trick with cards? What she tried to do?
No, I don't know.
Me neither. T.Lee, what about you? Do you understand? Ace, 7, something.
It seemed like some kind of a quick perception test to make sure his mind was functioning at a nominal level.
I see. So probably this test was familiar to him because of his military service, right? Because he started cooperate with her. She started to conduct this test, and he reminded something and started to cooperate. It's how I got it.
It's almost like they were calibrating his mind to bring it back to some level of functionality, and that seemed to put him kind of back in the military mindset. I didn't really understand it exactly.
Yeah, okay. So what you're talking about, you did nothing, we have to send you back again, right? That's the idea of conversation.
Now, every time he reset, he was in some dark place, and he said there was like hydraulic oil leaking on the floor down the walls. I think that was actually inside the helicopter crash.
Yep, I agree.
I think when they captured his memory at the moment of death, it always starts inside the helicopter right before he dies.
At some moment I thought it's kind of a space craft or something, but then I realized that he's a pilot, so probably it's a helicopter, more likely, let's say.
A cockpit.
Yeah, cockpit. Yeah,
kind of like that. Yeah, cockpit.
Okay, so what happened, Gerard? Did they send him back, or he
They sent him back, and he tried to find out where he was. He found out that he was dead for 2 months when this event with the train happened. And when we reset, he confronted Goodwin about this information. And I think she eventually told him about the project source code, and her boss was this black guy who created this idea, and they explained him what it was. It was like during these 8 minutes was alternate reality, and it's like a video game. You know, these video games you can do many things and change the results.
It's what he thought, right? At the moment, he thought that it's kind of a simulator, right?
No limits, so you can call. You know, it's not you are limited to a space, so you can reach all the space you can within these 8 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean that Colter was thinking about all this experience like about simulator, right? Like restart it, please send me back, and I will try to do something else. So it was not like a real or alternative universe. It was something simulated for him. Yeah.
Yes.
At this
Now-
moment, yes, teacher.
Okay. This is what confused me. And then when you say source code to me, that's a computer program.
Yep.
The way I understood it is when Sean Fentress died in the plane crash, they found his body, his dead body, and his brain still retained the last 8 minutes of his living experience. My understanding was they were able to somehow capture that last 8 minutes of memory and put it in a computer program simulation. So I don't know where this alternate reality comes from. Computer code is not an alternate reality. It runs on a computer. So this was, to me, was kind of a plot hole.
Vasanth, please.
Yes, and it is also questionable that how did they manage to get the memory of the police officer from the train? You know, it's a bomb blast, and they could not find his dead body. So how did they manage to get it?
But wasn't it police officer who was on the call? So the police officer did not die. He was in the center, operational center, in the base somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean, the
think so.
body of the police officer? I mean,
No, he called someone. He called a police officer, and police officer did not die in this accident. He was somewhere else. And speaking about Teacher's Lee comment, as far as I understand, in the movie they mentioned another body of this Colter Stevens, or what is his name, and they said there is a connection between your minds. So they had another guy from the train in this in the same building.
Well, the Sean Fentress, the man on the train, it's his last 8 minutes, I think. That's why, and for some reason, Colter's mind or brain was compatible with Sean's brain.
Yeah,
so
they
he,
kind
so
of find
only he could get inside Sean's brain. No other, patient or experiment could do that. So Colter was unique in that regard.
Okay, I may be wrong. How I understood this? So this Colter, this pilot, has some unique ability. His brain has some unique ability to connect to another dead bodies. So they just got a dead body of another guy, bring it there, connected them, and now our Colter is a Sean Fentress in his mind. They can rewind and start to play back again and again the last 18 minutes. And then they connected to another dead body. So he was a tool. He was a kind of a tape recorder. You know, you connect it, you can rewind last 18 minutes, you can play back them.
Right, but remember, he was inside of a small container. He was on life support, probably had the electrodes on his brain. I think the electrode, I don't think they had Sean's body anymore. I think they only had his memory somehow downloaded into a computer memory. I think he was connected to a computer memory, like a database or a data bank, and his mind could continuously read that data back into his mind and he could work through it somehow. So to me, he's in a kind of like a time loop, but I would call it a data loop. He could run the same set of data over and over and over and mentally interact with it in different ways.
Very wicked idea, right?
Yeah.
Even if you have someone else's memory, if you even if you can replace them, how you can change them and change another reality. It's strange.
And how you can go to places that the character hasn't gone, you know what? He went out of the train and found the, you know, the bomb. How is that possible?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Okay, let's look on this like, you know, on fantastic, where it's just you know, a magic world when you can, you know, just clicking a button, we produce another alternative universe and we can observe it somehow. So it exists, you know, as they said, you know, in quantum, when people don't understand something, they immediately starting to speak about quantum universe and everything. So in quantum universe, there are a lot of, you know, internal amount of worlds. They are kind of connected and we can observe them. Okay, but let's go back to the story itself. So he found a bomb, right? He found a bomb. At this moment, I recalled the movie we did before, you know, Edge of Tomorrow, right? You start again and again in the same circumstances, and you can learn more, and you can study the circumstances, and now you are prepared more. So it was very similar, very similar. And he found bomb. Sergey, do you remember in the toilet?
Yes, I remember.
He tried to, how we call it, disarm it. T.Lee, is it disarm bomb? Yeah.
Yep.
He tried to disarm bomb. Was it successful? Sergey, do you remember?
Not because he didn't know how to disarm the bomb, and he after the next wake up, he asked to arm lady, I don't know how to disarm bomb. I don't know what have cut the bomb, and the lady asked him to develop this, and the lady asked to find the terrorist because maybe the bomb include phone, I don't know, and not wire connection.
It's interesting moment actually. He was so happy when he saved people in this train. Do you remember? He said, "There are no victims, you know. I saved them all." But it was really helpful. No use in this, right? So they say, you know, you saved no one. This event already happened. We don't need you to save anyone. We need you to investigate, to find the guy who did this, to find the connection, you know, evidence, something that we can use. It was an interesting moment for me and for him as well, right? Because for him it's hard to understand why you asking me to find some evidence if I can't just save people. So it's interesting.
Well, the plot was the real bomber got off the train and he was going to continue bombing other places.
Exactly. It was like a series, right?
Yeah. So they wanted him to identify the bomber so that in real life, they could try to find the guy before he planted another bomb.
Well, this part makes sense, right? If we have a serial killer and we have I don't know, some way to interact with a victim of this killer, right? We can just ask her or him what was how he looked like, right? Maybe you know what is his name, maybe you know what is his phone, how you connected them. So it's more evidence for our detective work, right? So
So it's a little bit like 12 Monkeys. Every time you go back, you learn a little more and a little more and a little more. And eventually you figure out, this guy did it, you know.
Yeah. So Vasanth, how he found the track of his guy? What helped him? Do you remember?
Yes, he tried to call the number, the last dialed number. So, and his mobile phone rang. So that's how he found that is the bad guy. Then he followed him. He got off the train and followed him along with his girlfriend. He went to the nearby parking place, I think. There was a truck, and when he was about to open his truck, he stopped him with his gun at his gun point, trying to get misleaded him or something, deceived him by showing his bomb.
This ID, right?
Yes,
He was
and
showing some
showed
kind
the
of ID.
Yeah, but he said he was like unmoved, you know. He was very casual, and he didn't give a damn, you know. He opened his van and showed all the equipments he had, you know. Look at my base. I have so many gunpowder, something like that.
Yeah.
He might have
Actually, I don't remember how he found Gerard. Maybe you know what was the last straw. How he found an evidence.
You know, he saw the guy leaving his ID on the train.
Yeah. What? Why?
On purpose.
Okay.
On purpose, you know. So to feign that he was dead.
I see. To lose a track of this guy, right? I'm already dead. You don't need to find me.
So he dropped his wallet, walked off the train. Someone found his wallet and said, "Hey, buddy," and gave it back to him. And then the good guy saw him walk down to the next train door, and he put his wallet back on the train again.
Right.
And that's what made Colter suspicious. What the hell is going on here? He
But
wants to lose his wallet.
It is very suspicious behavior, right? If I see someone doing this, something wrong, right? Something is wrong there.
Very wrong.
Something wrong. So there are many, I would say, irony and humor in these moments when he trying to find this, trying to do his detective job. The moment I like it, one that my favorite line, when he was rude to some person, and there was a lady from military as well, and I don't know how to call it, but she felt like Spanish shame for him, right? She gives them a phone, but says, "How dare you to behave this way? I'm a military myself, and I feel like Spanish shame because of you." I like this moment. How we call it? Solidarity, kind of military solidarity, or I don't know.
Yeah, you can call it camaraderie.
So if you're wearing the same uniform as I am, please behave well, right? Because people think bad because of you about me. So I can understand this. It was my good common experience here, old woman. So what is your favorite moment of this detective job? What do you like? Bo, do you remember something? What?
Favorite moment?
From his, I don't know, behavior in the train or something.
He want to take the gun.
Take the gun from the train security, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how it went?
But
Pretty bad, let's say. He didn't success. Okay. Okay, Vasanth, please.
Yes. One thing I got a disappointment with is the whole movie is about solving the crime, right? But what's that? Catching that particular culprit went like just like that, you know. He just handcuffed him and everything was over. I was like, no, I was expecting more, you know. In Indian movies, there would be a 15 minutes lengthy fight scene in the end, you know.
And 2 dances, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. So the pace of the movie very uneven, or how to say it. So we start slowly, we research something, we understand the circumstances, and when we are ready to the action lasts 5 seconds, right? So this is a bad guy. We found him. Thank you very much. That's all. Sergey, do you remember this military lady, Goodwin, who was giving him instructions, right? So why he released him? Why he allow him to die, or what she did?
Uh, lady understood that the guy, the captain, without hands and without a half of body, can't live, and she, if I understand you correct, she didn't want to continue the experiment with dead body because she had the moral choose.
Mhm.
And that's why she had the conversation with captain, and captain explained it, and I can't I wanted I don't want to return to the new reality again and again. Please give me the death. And
Mhm.
I think the lady sympathized to captain, and he switched off the system of support of his life.
T.Lee, how you say it? Sympathize with or sympathize to? Sympathize with?
Sympathize with.
Sympathize with him, right? With him. Okay, so yes, Gerard.
I think that's very beautiful, you know, the lady doing that. It's the right thing, moral thing, but in reality, it's not doable because she would have been severely punished.
Right.
She didn't have the right to decide to kill the guy. I think in reality, she wouldn't have done that.
She kind of managed to do it secretly, as far as I understand.
Well,
Right?
she locked herself in the room, remember?
Yes, and right,
They
and
would, but turning off someone, she was waiting for the 8 minutes to end. Somehow she knew that he wanted his life to end exactly at the 8-minute mark before he reset. So she had to keep him locked out of the room until the 8 minutes had counted down. But she was trying to kill him, but it seemed like at the end of the movie, he told her, tell Colter it's going to be okay. So that sounds to me like the body didn't die. So, and Rutledge was going to continue the experiment. I didn't understand that.
Well, I think despite this fact, we have another moral dilemma, right? So this guy, he's suffering from his job, right? Let's take it as granted, right? So he's suffering from this job, but his job allow us to save the whole, city from a dirty nuclear bomb, right? So we can save like thousands, I guess, maybe 100,000 people, right? Because of one guy suffering. So should we let him go, or should we force him to do his job? If you ask me, I would say, no mercy. we should.
I agree. It's like Minority Report. You got the 3 women suffering. There's no murder anywhere, but the 3 women are suffering. We've got to let them go free so we can have thousands and thousands of murders every month, you know. It's a fine balance to me.
In Russia, we have a very famous Russian writer, Dostoevsky. He's famous on the West as well. And once he wrote a long story. And the moral of the story, one tear of the boy doesn't. If the whole world is perfect now, but it causes one tear of the boy, you cannot go this way because it's too much. So I never understood it. Probably I will never understood this.
Yeah.
Sergey, what do you think about this moral dilemma? What should we choose?
I understand that I understood the moral dilemma, and I understood that we can't use the dead body for developing our problem in our reality. But I don't understand how to connect the different reality with our reality when the captain called to the army lady, and then I didn't understand how I didn't understand what time how many time had the captain for developing the problem with bomb, before new blow up, and I don't understand. And but the moral dilemma crashed as usual, because the perfect plans crashed when we have a human factor. The love affair and work, the stupid mistakes, but maybe we don't know about the perfect plan. Maybe we don't know about the perfect plan before.
Sergey, you're trying to fool us, I see. You're trying to fool us. So the dilemma is very simple. Should we let this guy die and stop his suffering, or let him work for us and prevent, all the crimes? Should we sacrifice him for the, common, I don't know, prosperity?
On the other hand, why not?
Very pragmatical approach, I would say. Vasanth, what do you think?
Fortunately or unfortunately, we have developed the techniques of maths and had a terms like majority and minority. I don't know, what if we do not invent maths? We might have, I don't know the solution. But every soul has its own, chance to speak up.
I look at it this way. Every human has a right to live. But if killing one human can make a million people live, you've got one person's rights against a million people's rights. I can't, they're not equal in my mind.
Well, it's very hard to do math, especially if you are, for instance, on one of the part of the equation, right? If you're someone who condemned to be killed, for instance, how you can say, I don't care about this million people, let me live or something. So it's understandable, but well, it's very hard. But I don't like the way when liberals always say we can't compare, we need to find another way. So life is sometimes we don't have another way. So
Yeah.
we always like to discuss this hypothetical situation with smart cars, self-driving cars, when they have to choose who to hit.
That's right. I've got to make a decision in 1 minute. You tell me the other way and we'll do it.
Yeah, so sometimes we need to make like very, very different decisions, and I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Gerard, what do you think? Can we torture this guy, making him do this job again and again in different situations?
Yes, I think so. If it's for the greater good.
Yeah, yeah. There is another good saying. I forgot this origin, but it's saying that we always go to hell. Like our road to hell is paved by good intention or something.
Yeah. And remember the Star Trek movie. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Vova, who says this in Star Trek? Spock? Okay. Okay, what else we forgot about this movie, Gerard? You usually keep track of us. So what line we forgot? I didn't mention.
I don't know. I like the end. So the protagonist started a new reality, alternate reality.
Yeah.
And this alternate reality, the first terrorist attack with the train didn't take place, but he could also prevent the second one, the big one.
Yeah, probably. I don't understand how to connect all these alternative realities. Vasanth, please.
Yes, and the portion of the comedian, I thought when I saw him, I knew him that, okay, he might have had this movie opportunity before he got famous as a stand-up comedian. But later I got to know that there is a a portion for a stand-up comedy. He came as a stand-up comedian, and the protagonist asked him to perform a show or something like that. A play.
Do we call this cameo or something? When a famous guy play himself in some kind of movie? Is it
Cameo.
cameo?
Was he famous? I didn't even know him.
Yeah,
Was he-
me also, but in some circles, let's say he was famous.
Oh, yeah, cameo. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Like Trump played Trump in a movie. He was like in there for like 10 seconds. And the liberals went back to that movie and cut him out of that scene.
It's a very mild behavior. They could, they could cancel all directors, actors, everything.
Yeah.
But if Alec Baldwin plays Trump, that's okay.
Yeah. So this one scene at the end where he made everyone happy, everyone smiling, and they froze that moment in time. To me, that's one of these liberal feel-good things, For 1 second, everyone was happy. So yay, we win.
Yeah, but maybe, in this let's see on this, computers then that create, alternative realities. We created a good alternative reality, so let's be happy.
Right.
So, Sergey, did you like the movie? Would you recommend us to watch?
Yes,
to
I
watch
like
it
the idea, but we have some plot holes. But anyways, the movie is good.
Yeah. What about acting? Did you like the acting of actors?
Yes, I like Jake Gyllenhaal because he was in the good movie. Yeah, and I like the arm lady, but the cast was good.
Okay, you like the cast. I actually like the suspense in the beginning when you don't understand anything. So I like that kind of things that you start to think. Let me connect these things together. This one and that. Okay, I understand. So I like this kind of riddles in the beginning. or something. I like some kind of spy games when you have to calculate who is a good guy, who is a bad guy, why he he don't understand what it was his name or something. So it's kind of interesting for me. But the end, I did not like the end. I think that something happened with writer.
Well, to me, they've got a cycle they reset every 8 minutes. I don't see how they can reset it and whatever's happening continues on outside of their reset cycle. I don't understand that. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, plot holes. Yeah, so it wasn't well elaborated, well developed, the idea, I guess. But it's a good one. Okay, I think we can go to slides. Let me share my screen. It's always a challenge for me somehow. Okay, share screen, desktop, this one. Source code, right?
Oh.
Whoa, what do you think? What does it mean, this font?
Computer. Something.
Can you see that all these letters, they kind of mirror it? They not mirror, they like shifted, right? So they have twins, source code. So it's like the black one, as I understand, the black one is the original one, right? Original one, and we have a twin, we have a double, like source code. So we create a copy.
The blocky letters is from a low resolution screen.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the little pixel blocks.
Right.
So we call that pixelated.
Right.
Because it looks like you can see all the small pixels that make up the letters.
Like on old clocks, this, how we call this, with crystals, I don't know, black and white clocks with a big lines.
LCD, you mean?
Yeah, something like this.
And army camouflage clothes today have pixelated designs.
Yeah. They say that it's kind of hard for our eyes to find this pixel camouflage. Yeah,
okay.
Probably they make a research. They made the research, I guess. Okay, let's go from the first one. Well, would you like to describe it?
I can see the city
City, right? Please be loud. What else?
and a lot of uh,
So let's
cars.
let's think. What kind of city it is? Is it a city? So or something? Is it an industrial place? Do they produce something there?
Looks weird.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
So this part on the right looks like a, I don't know, living district to me. Small houses, right? Kind of a lake, green grass. So I think it's kind of a living district where people live. But this
Yeah.
huge, how we call it, hangars. I don't know. Huge.
Yeah, that looks almost military. I don't know.
Yeah. It looks like some industrial place for me. Maybe, I don't know, truck, I don't know, cargo thing, something like this.
Yeah, warehouses. Yeah.
Warehouses, right? A lot of cars here, so probably I don't know what is this, but how we call the place with the old cars, actually, which we waste.
Parking lots. Oh, old cars. Old cars would be a junkyard.
Junkyard. So when your car is old that you don't want to drive it anymore, you put it on junkyard, and someone win. What they do with old cars? They disassemble them.
There's two purposes of a junkyard. Let's say you've got an old car, 1920 car,
Mhm.
and you've kept it in good shape, but some part breaks
Mhm.
and they don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can go to a junkyard and say, do you have an old 1920 Chevrolet?
Mhm.
And if they've got an old car in the junkyard, you can go get that part. You can cannibalize that part from an old broken down car that's the same kind as you've got now.
I like the word cannibalize. In Russian, we say that you are looking for a donor for your car. So you find a donor, and then you take some part from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like this.
And then
Okay.
sometimes they just melt down the metal and recycle the metal.
Yep.
You know. Yeah.
Okay. What about train? Well, what do you think about it? Is it a high-speed train or not?
It's
How many wagons it has?
7.
We call them cars.
Cars. Okay. How many cars? 7 cars. So it's pretty short one, right?
So we'd say one engine
Mm-hmm.
or
One.
locomotive
Mm-hmm.
and 6 passenger cars.
Because we don't see these lines, power lines, Gerard wrote that it's a diesel train, right? Because we don't see, not electric.
Yep, no steam coming out,
Mhm.
no electric lines, so it must be diesel. Yep, good
Yeah.
good reasoning. Yep.
So in Russia, usually train with passengers, they are usually short because probably there are not too many people going in one direction in one time, you know. So we have a short trains, but they go like multiple times a day. But
Yeah.
for cargo trains, we have like 100 cars or more, so they are
Yeah.
huge. You are looking for half a hour while it goes through the crossing your road, for instance. So you wait and wait and wait. So it's huge. But
Yeah.
passenger trains, they are small. You can cross them fast.
Good point. Okay.
Okay. What else? Nothing more, right? So this is trains that doomed to be blasted. Something like this. Oh, interesting. He see another face, right? Gerard, could you please describe this one?
Yes, the protagonist is like in the body, in the mind of another person, and he sees the reflection of this person that's different to him. So he realizes that it's not him.
Yeah, interesting one. Actually, I missed this scene in the movie, so I'm surprised now. But there is some resemblance, right? They look alike to me.
Yes, a little bit.
White man, at least.
At least same age, more or less.
Yes, same age. Okay, not too much here. So, Gerard, could you please make another one?
Okay. We saw this scene many times. The first one, the lady took the ticket from his pocket, from the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time he knew what would happen, and he gave the ticket quickly to the conductor. I think it's the conductor. Teacher Lee, how do you call this person that
Conductor, yep.
the conductor? And Christina, we can see Christina. So when she is having these 8 minutes, many times she falls in love with Christina because she is beautiful and nice, kind.
Right. Well, how Christina knew that ticket in this pocket? Gerard, what do you think?
I don't, maybe because she was with him for a long time. I
Yeah,
don't know.
probably they bought tickets together. Probably in this.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
But it
something.
looked like it was hidden inside his coat, so I don't know how she could, if it was sticking out of his coat pocket, I could see it. But if it's inside his shirt pocket, I don't see how she knew where it was. Yeah.
We can see that they are close, right? That's they in love, like with the original one, not with this guy, but with the original.
But maybe it's because it's not the first time they are going together, and maybe he always keep the ticket in the same pocket,
Could
Yeah,
be.
it could be.
and she knows.
Could be, yeah. They do it every day, probably commute. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see this metal small plate on the wall. Can you see it? Two metal small plates behind him on the left. Gerard, any idea what it could be?
I don't know.
Well, if it will be a Russian train, I would say there is a number of your seat on this plate, like 23 or something.
Yeah.
Why it's metal, I don't know. Just attract your attention, so to see that it's a. I don't know why. It's very very close. Vasanth, what is this? Could you please describe this one?
This is the bomb set in the train, and he is trying to disarm the bomb. He can see the one side of the bomb, and he is taking the phone off from the bomb. But there is another one behind. I can see grenades. I think they are all grenades. I hope. Or gelatins. Oh, no, not grenades, but gelatins. And yeah, so many.
So
wires.
Vasanth, if you were this guy who need to disarm the bomb, what would you do?
I would cut the red.
Cut the
wire,
red, right? Obvious
yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Hollywood movies, they told
Yeah.
us, cut the red wire. It's very simple. I have another idea. I would try to switch off the phone, for instance. Maybe it did not work, but who knows?
Yeah.
At least anyone
Yeah.
could not call on this.
That's right.
Okay, Sergey, tell us how to disarm this bomb. What should we do?
I think that he has to delete the mobile phone, and he cut red wire. I think.
Okay, we all are profis in this. Okay, he's waving his ID. Sergey, could you describe this one, please?
Yeah, there is a moment when the captain wanted to make the investigated. Please sit up, and I'm an officer of something, and he covered his ID, and he started to ask the passenger about something. Who is it? What is what you have in your pocket? What you have in your bag? And it looks like strange because now it's possible, and some people
didn't trust him, didn't believe him, right?
yeah without checking.
Yeah, he was not plausible, right? Would you believe that he's a police officer? Sometimes I can recognize a police officer just by way they talking. They don't need to show me any IDs. I just know this is a police guy. Because nobody talks like this.
Yeah, and now immediately somebody started to make a movie.
Right. everyone has a mobile phone, and
Yeah.
when a police guys they are starting to do something, everyone start to record their movie, you know,
Yeah.
just in case to be a star on YouTube, you know, something.
Yeah.
Vasanth,
To-
please.
Yeah. Do your country's policemen have a common, appearance?
Uniform.
Yeah, I mean not just uniform, but like a haircut, something like that. Have that?
No.
Interesting question.
Yeah, because in India they are not allowed. Especially in my state, they are not allowed to have a beard. You know, they have
I
to
see.
be clean shaved, and only in special occasion, if it's religious or something, so they are allowed to have a beard, and their hair has to be like an army man. You know, so that they can it's the same thing.
Well, it's a very interesting question. No, I don't think now I can recognize a policeman by his appearance if he did not wear uniform. Probably not.
Right.
But
Right.
in Soviet Union, probably I would, because they always shave and always have a haircut, as you say. So they have some rules, and they always, you know, like military guys. They always straight. They always move fast. So I would recognize. But now we have a lot of, you cannot believe, we have a lot of fat policemen. We have a lot of policemen that I don't know how they make their physical work. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
And we have some small guys, and they look very hard. Yeah. Gerard?
Another thing, in the past, police officers weren't entitled to have tattoos, and nowadays, well, everybody has tattoos, even police officers.
Has what? Sorry, Gerard. What they have?
Tattoos.
Tattoos. Oh, I don't think that it's possible in Russia, but I'm not sure.
Because the mafia.
Not because of this. Just they still have rules. You know, for instance, if in your family you have someone condemned to jail, you cannot be a police officer. So
That's
just
not fair.
maybe just not maybe, but we don't have, you know, problem to find the police officer. So, you know, it's just your problem now. So, and the same with tattoo. If you have a tattoo, you're just not eligible to work as police officer. That's all.
Yeah.
Too harsh? What? I pressed something and lost picture. Let me start.
I can still see it. Yeah.
Okay, let me try again. Source code. Okay, this one.
One thing I thought this was hokey. He's acting like they're on an airplane, and a random electronic signal's going to set off the bomb. So he's saying, turn off all your electronic devices. That wouldn't work here. I mean, that didn't make any sense to me. To me, that was a stupid approach.
I guess in the train there are like hundreds electronic devices, right? Everywhere, in the walls, under the, I guess everywhere.
Right, but if it's a real bomb someone has intentionally planted, it's not, I wouldn't be worrying about stray electronic signals from everywhere. I'd be worried about the one man that had the push button, you know? So telling people to turn off everything, to me, that's a shotgun approach. You're not aiming at anything in particular.
I like the way how it says shotgun approach. So something dumb.
Yeah.
Shotgun approach.
You just shoot and hope you hit it.
So I hear the signal. I don't watch. I just shoot this direction. Maybe I will be successful. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you are a bomber, right? If you're a guy who made the bomb, you don't want to it blast in your hands, right? So you probably have some, how we call this, safety device, right, in this bomb. So you need to arm it and disarm it. So like this.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. He beat a guy. Whoa, do you remember this episode, this scene?
Yes.
Please describe it. So what is the building? Let me ask you. What is this building?
This building.
Allowed, please. It's a train station, right?
Yes.
Train station. It says train stop, so they went out. They went from the train. Who was this guy?
I don't know.
He was from the train, right? As far as I remember, he was from the train, and he started to chase him, start to blame him, start to investigate. Like he was a how we call it, the suspect, right? He was a suspect of him, so he was the suspect. Okay, how would you describe this building? Or what anything about him, about it?
I can see two clocks.
Mm-hmm. It's a tower, right? Tower, right? On the clock tower with two clocks. How we call this clock on this? I don't know, on this road.
I guess just a clock on a post. I don't
Clock
know.
on the post. Looks good. Nowadays, in the old times, we have a lot of clocks on every train station and every airport, everywhere. There are clocks. Nowadays, I don't see this. Probably it's obsolete. Maybe everyone has clocks. I don't know. I don't.
Well, it's
see.
probably hard to keep them synchronized.
Maybe.
This one says 10 till. This says 11 till. This one has 12 till. What time is it? Yeah.
Okay, I can see some benches. I can see on the left. It looks like some kind of computer with information. You press the button. No.
It might be. It might be a newspaper stand. We
Okay.
can't see it very well.
Okay. The red thing on the right looks like a, I don't know, phone booth or something like.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
USA Today. I can read. So it's a newspaper. You're right.
Yeah, USA Today is a newspaper.
Okay, some benches, some how we call this? Waste bin, right? On the right.
Trash can. I guess we call it trash can.
Trash can. Okay. What it looks very neat, very I don't know, very comfortable place to wait. Usually our trains in train station in Russia, they're how say crowded, a lot of people. So there's and a lot of whenever I go to the train station, I feel like I should run, because everyone is running somewhere, and I just cannot stay. I should run because people have the luggage and they run everywhere. So very nervous situation. Vasanth, what he's doing?
He is trying to unlock or break the lock of a security room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the train security keeps a gun and everything. So he's trying to break it with a torchlight, I hope. Okay, flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing else.
What do you think about this, approach? That in the train you have a room with a gun. What do you think? Is it good?
No, and that's really not good.
It's very strange to me, if you ask me. So I would understand if security guy has a gun on himself, not somewhere. But so I like a gun to be attached to someone, not just in a room somewhere.
And it's in a locked cabinet in a locked room. So you got two locks you got to go through to get. By that time, the bad guys killed you.
Yeah. So if someone point a gun for you, you just say stop. I have a room and cabinet, and I will bring my guys there. Got my guns there. Okay. Yeah, and I don't think that you can break a lock with a flashlight. What do you think? Because flashlight it's made almost from a foil, right? You can
Yeah.
you can tear it into parts if you want to.
Yeah.
It's not a weapon. You need a how we call crowbar, right? You need a crowbar to break a lock.
Yeah.
Okay, Sergey, do you know what is this?
Yeah, it's an emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Chevron of and the tycoon of army on the department of army and
Yeah.
EATN and
Kind of a flag of department of a
yeah.
platoon or something, right?
Yeah, and the funny napkins. These napkins made from recycled fiber, and it's trend of, now. And he tried to understand what is it, and he asked the medical lady from army.
Mm-hmm. And what it was? What it was? His like from his military service, right? Insignia from his military service.
I
Emblem.
guess there's an Air Force base in the area. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of Nellis Air Force Base, but I don't know where it is. I guess it must be in Chicago.
Teacher, I have never seen writings like this on napkins. Do you really have them? Please do not litter.
Sometimes we do, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
looks
we
interesting.
we try to teach people how to behave.
The napkins are made from recycled fiber. Interesting. Okay. So what does it mean? I should like, I don't know. Should put it in a special place or what? Recycled
No,
fiber.
they're just telling you that the company that made this napkin is environmentally friendly.
Okay, so they're
It's
good.
made
Okay.
from recycled paper, so it's a good napkin.
Okay, ethical napkin. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
so by
Yeah.
using this, I should not feel bad myself.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, this is my favorite lady from military service. She said, "I am a military myself, and look, watch your behavior, sir. How you how you speak. What did you do?" So I like this. Well, what he showed to her, shows to her. This napkin, right? From the and what he asked from the lady.
What this side is?
Yeah, and he asked to a permission to use her phone, right? To use her phone. Okay, what is the thing on the left? Can you see?
The weather?
It's kind of a monitor. It shows kind of weather, yeah, maybe news report or something. Monitor, yeah, TV, I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so have you noticed that it's a double-decker train? Is it right? Double-decker train?
Yep.
Do you have them? A lot of them?
I've never seen one before.
With Vova, we traveled once, right, on double-decker train. Yeah, but it's still pretty rare. Like in Moscow, we have a lot of them, but in Russia, not much.
I've never traveled on a train in America.
I see. Vasanth, what about India? Do you have double-deck trains?
No, not trains, but sometimes buses.
Buses, yeah, buses very famous. So especially in Moscow, we have a lot of touristic buses. They're always huge, double-decked, and sometimes you can go on the roof and watch, everything from the top.
But one interesting thing, we don't need a double-decker train, You
Like-
have seen that crowded trains. They go on top.
So
of
in
a
India,
train.
people sit on the roof, right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the same, yeah, but saving your money. Okay, this I don't know, headquarters of source code. Let's call it so. Vasanth, would you please describe it?
Yeah, this is the office of a source code developing company. I don't know whether it's a private company or a government agency.
I would not think that a military lady would work for private company. I don't think so.
Okay. Then you can see a microphone and a recorder, a lot of monitors.
T.Lee wrote a strange word, a swivel base. Swivel base, what is it? You can rotate it.
Yeah.
So it's from swing, right? Swivel, swing.
Yeah,
Okay.
same idea. It was
I see.
pointing toward her, so he pulled it toward him, and then put it back to her, and then pulled it back to him. It was a swivel. Yeah.
Swivel. Okay, I see.
Some chairs you can spin around, right? That's a swivel chair.
Wow.
You've
I
seen
would,
that.
I would call them rotating or something.
Yeah, we call them. We say it swivels.
Swivels. Okay, very good. So, Vova, you have a swivel chair. Me too.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else about her? She has a kind of necktie, right? A uniform necktie.
Yeah, that's only women have that. Yeah, men don't have that, but women have a little pretty tie. Yeah.
How you call them? In Russia, we call them butterfly this way, this style. No.
I don't know what we call them. Butterfly sounds good.
Okay. Sergey, anything attracts your attention on this picture?
I see a planchette. Looks like a modern tablet.
Tablet on the left, right?
Yeah.
On the desk. Yeah, good one. I can see a guy on the chair behind them, in the deep of the picture. There is a guy who is reading something, or I don't know, just resting. So they are not alone. There are the whole agency.
Not many people though, is there?
Yeah.
Just a few people.
And can you see this central monitor on the top, big one? So this picture kind of remind me our first picture with the train, train and industrial, like these warehouses.
Looks like an aerial picture of the city or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably they are investigating something. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I remember this. Sergey, would you like to describe this?
Yeah, and the place where a captain live in the South Coast. It looks like small capsules, and we can see the moment when capsules shared of their walls, and we can see a lot of wires, monitors, and control panel from 16th years of 20th century with switchers. And it looks like an old style place.
But I don't think it's very old style. It's like a military, military equipment. They always like this, right? You have to push this kind of thing to another hole, They're all huge, green, and made of steel. So
yeah, we without Apple design.
You cannot destroy the thing, non-intentionally. You need a nuclear disaster for this.
Yeah.
But Sergey, do you understand that this thing doesn't exist, right? It's like a play of his mind.
Yeah.
So do you remember this scene when this capsule, something went wrong and he start to froze it start to be cold in this device, and he had to repair something.
Yeah, it's a mind problem, and maybe he didn't want to take part in the process, and that's why the mind started to make a freeze.
Yes, it was kind of a metaphor, right? Metaphor of something. Another play of his mind, but metaphor of what? I'm not cooperating anymore.
He's in Afghanistan, which is not a cold place, right?
Not at all. Not at all.
If the helicopter crashes, he's still not in a cold place. Why is he cold? I didn't understand that part. It made no sense to me at all.
Maybe somewhere in Afghanistan they have mountains, right, Sergey? You're an expert about mountains. So but I don't think that they have high enough mountains to be always in snow. I don't think.
Yeah.
So that didn't make sense. Yeah.
So it was something strange, but it's a metaphor of something. Yeah.
I thought maybe that wherever he was like he crashed in an ocean and he was underwater and it was cold, but that doesn't seem to make sense either.
Actually, I don't know how cold is underwater. Literally, how cold?
Well, the deeper, the colder, right?
But the core of the earth, it's hot, right?
Yeah, but the ocean is cold underwater.
Okay, but it's not like minus, right? -12. It's impossible.
No, not that cold. But you wear a wetsuit to keep
Mhm.
your body heat in. So I would say it probably can get 50 degrees.
I see. I see.
I
Well, you
don't
know,
know.
for Russians, everything above 0 is warm. So
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
Another one. Vasanth, would you like to describe this one?
Yeah, this is where he stops the bomber at his gunpoint, and he's trying to get information from him.
Yeah.
He's asking for his ID and everything, but he didn't have his ID. But he showed him that you missed this purpose on purpose in the train, so that everybody would think that he died in the bomb blast. We can see. I think there is something on the floor. I don't know. That's a phone, mobile phone. Okay. And something, nothing else.
Okay.
I forgot that.
I can see some kind of litter or some kind of sink on the asphalt, on the concrete. I don't know.
That's
Is
a
it from
phone. That's the
phones?
phone from the bomb.
Mhm.
Yeah, he showed him the cell phone, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you see that we have a road sign here? Can you read it?
Yes.
What's written here?
P, P,
Be loud, please. P.
P, 742.
What does it mean? Do you know?
No.
You know, the road from Moscow to St. Petersburg is A104. So it's kind of a name of the road, right? So
Yeah.
you can look on the map on which kind of, how we call it, road, just road, high speed, I don't know, road you are.
Highway, interstate, highway usually.
Highway. So it's a number of highway. So
Yeah,
you can, it's
expressway.
easily to navigate, I guess, easily to find yourself on the map.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? It's a big white van, right? What else? So what this guy has on his neck, kind of, what is device? Do you know? He has a wire on his neck and some kind of device, but I can't recognize what is this.
I don't know. Yeah.
Some kind of pocket maybe, or small bag, something like this. Okay, so he attached him to the prop. I don't know. Sergey, what is happening?
And he has developed the investigation, and he has knew the terrorist, and he stopped him, and he connect
Handcuffed.
handcuffed. He dressed on the handcuffs on him, and we can see the moment when the captain described to terrorists some details of the potential blow up.
Teacher Lee, I remember we once discussed this kind of metal floor with a pattern on it a few years ago. It was special name, I remember, but I forgot now.
Yeah, I guess I'd call it corrugated. It has a rough texture, so it's not slippery.
Yeah. Well, I understand. Okay, let's flick through. So, Vasanth, it's your favorite guy, right? On the left. Tell us. How you know?
Yeah, he is the stand-up comedian, and this guy is offering him some money, and all the money he has in his wallet, and asking him to perform a stand-up comedy performance for the audience in the coach, so that everybody would die laughing in their last moment. Yeah.
If you doomed to die anyway, right? To die in a happy moment, right?
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay, guy on the right looks, he has some kind of can of beer in his hand or something. We can see a few monitors, a second deck. in Russian trains it's different. We don't have this like empty space in the center, so you cannot see another deck. It's just closed, just another sailing. What else? We can see, you know, this cords on the walls, so they have a holder for cords, small, I don't know, metal, how call it, metal holder. You can put your cord on there. Red zinc on the right and black zinc on the left. What else? This rack is for luggage. On the right, we can see this. On the left, racks for luggage. Interesting. How we call it? Sergey, how would you describe this building on the left?
I think that's a fixed base for locomotives.
It's a train station, but it's not like for passengers, right? So
I think
just
it's not a train station. It's a place where a repairman fixes the locomotives and they check the.
You're right. I guess you're right. And behind the picture, we can see a city, right? What kind of city? Can you recognize? Chicago?
Yeah, because he explained about suburbs of Chicago, and we can see the emblems inside the trains where like Chicago train services.
Yeah. Okay, these railroads on the left, they look very dirty, right? Somehow.
Yeah, because it's the oil from engines.
So they do some jobs, they change the oil probably in the engines.
Yeah, because it's not. I think it's not an electro locomotive. It's an oil. It's old style.
But even in electro train, you probably have some kind of oils, you know, to, I don't know what's the word for this, to lubricate all this.
Yeah.
You must have something. Okay, looks pretty good, I would say. For my it looks like a big city, right? A lot of big roads, a lot of paths, a lot of roads, many lanes for cars. So.
I probably haven't spent 20 days of my life in a city this big. I've always been in small towns.
I see. Wow.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah. Whoa, would you like to describe this one? Because nobody else would want.
The soldier is in.
We don't know what is this kind of medical compartment. I don't know, a room, a small device. I don't know how to call it. So he connected to many wires that save his life, kind of, can we say nourish him? I don't know what's the word for this. Okay.
Yeah, he has an IV in his arm. Yeah.
Let's bet.
I don't know how they remove waste product though.
I don't want to think about it. Let's describe this happy one. Oh, what can you see?
I can see the strange
Yes.
circle.
It's kind of a monument. Famous sculpture in Chicago, T.Lee wrote.
I don't know what the name of it is. Yeah.
Looks like a UFO object. So a saucer from aliens.
Yeah.
But it has a nice, you know, reflective surface, so you can see yourself. It's good. What else?
I can see a lot of house.
Yeah, big buildings, right? Building blocks. People probably live there, I guess. It's not very green, but we can see a few trees on the right and on the left.
Yeah,
and it's a big square, I guess, so you can, I don't know, use your skate here or play music or do something what people do on the streets.
Yeah. No idea.
That's all. That's a happy end moment. Okay, they are all survived. Everything is good. Phew. Good movie with a lot of plate holes, but still good one. Okay, So thank you very much for coming. So, and I hope you enjoyed the movie. We haven't chosen a movie yet, but let's do it in our chat. So we have a lot of candidates. I've written all them down, so I will put some. Tomorrow War is out with Chris Pratt. It's a guy from what? From Passengers. Chris Pratt.
He was in Passengers and Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Okay, I guess it's good as good.
It's
possibility.
it was released about 3 days ago, so it's probably a woke movie.
Okay, I understand what you're talking about. So we
My
will
s-
learn how miserable are all the men and how they're helpless without women and handicapped black guys and all the things.
Yeah, my son told me about the general plot of the movie. It's got a lot of silly stuff in it that doesn't make any sense. But Russia is in the latter part of the movie, I think, is in Russia. So you'll get to see some Russian probably.
Okay. Good. I guess we are doomed, to skip all the new movies, right, Teacher Lee? Because of woke movies. So we are doomed to watch Star Trek for the next 20 years. Again and again and again.
We gotta wait for the woke movies to stop. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for coming. See you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.